just so you know.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to pop up on YouTube here.
Yeah.
Hey, there it is. Boom. I see you and I see me.
I gotta, what? No, thanks. Get rid of this. Mute. Okay, there we go. Dang. All right. That was, well, welcome to the stream, everyone. Views from the top rope. We'll get started here in a couple minutes. Woo! Got our friend Ben in the house to talk about this week in wrestling. So,
oh yeah,
let you guys file in here a little bit. Ben's on location, so he's scouting some of the upcoming matches on the
exactly.
So, yeah,
coming at you live from South Jordan, Utah.
Woo! Exciting. Did you do any hiking while you're out there?
Oh, dude, it's so cold here, and
oh, really?
It's like 28 degrees right now.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
And of course, me being a California kid, it's like I'm not even remotely prepared for this.
Housekeeping to take care of.
Yep.
Let's see. So yeah, it should be a fun little show. Lots of stuff we missed last week due to some travel and whatnot. So over a few things and just have some good time.
Oh yeah.
So as we're talking here, we'd love to get your guys' comments and feedback on the shit that spews out of our mouth. So Hawk and Animal. Yeah, thanks, James. Ben and Jason, the Dudley Boys.
There we go.
I don't know about that one. I think we're more of the Killer Bees or
Killer Bees.
We would definitely be a high flying tag team duo. I think we're not really the ground and pound type of wrestlers. I wouldn't think. You might be. You're a very, very large man.
I am. But at the same time, I also feel like between the two of us, if either one of us was going to take the pin and just sell it to like really put the talent over, it's probably going to be me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. And I have a feeling you'd be pretty good on the mic too.
Yeah, a little bit. I tried doing promo work in the past, and like especially when I'm trying to shit talk somebody, it's a little bit more difficult when I'm just like trying to actively be as see, now I'm screwing it up. As controversial as I possibly can. So that's just like, I don't know. I question how good I would be on the mic.
Yeah. I think you'd be better than you think.
Possibly.
Okay.
Oh, Big Game James in the house. I like it.
Yeah. If you guys haven't checked out his podcast, do that. He's got a cool NBA one with his buddy. I don't even remember, but yeah. Go check them out. They're on Spotify, Apple. Dunktails.
Dunktails.
Yeah. Big James. He's a good guy.
Very good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was checking up on me this morning to see how my brother was doing. So appreciate you, James.
Dude, James, you hit the nail on the head. Coco Beware and Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Funny enough, Coco Beware was always one of my favorite wrestlers when I was a kid.
Really? I
don't know why. He wasn't ever that good. He never really challenged for any titles or anything. Maybe Intercontinental here and there, but I don't know. I love the Birdman.
I can feel that. It's funny because the one match of his I remember the most was Survivor Series when Undertaker came out for like his very first pay-per-view, but then again, very first match in general, and just beat the piss out of Coco Beware.
Yeah, I can see that. He did a good job putting people over.
Oh, absolutely.
And you need that. You need that in this business.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was only a matter of time before a Hack Club question came up, of course.
I know. We're not going to answer any of those tonight.
Nope. I will say this. Come January, things should be a little bit better at Victoria Gardens. We'll just say that.
Very, very good. Very good. Ben's on vacation. We're here to talk wrestling. He doesn't want to answer Hat Club questions tonight. So
I don't.
No. So we'll let that go, but we'll go ahead and get started here. Hopefully the other guys can join us, but if not, we'll go on the fly. But welcome to Views from the Top Rope, everyone. Ben from AKA Shaka Brody, AKA we'll go with Jimmy or Ben Superfly Christensen in the house. And Jason Taker Crawler Mead here coming at you. And we're going to talk this week in wrestling. We're gonna go over the worst thing and best thing in wrestling this week.
Yep.
We're also going to go and give our predictions, and we'd love to hear your guys' predictions in the comments. Winter is coming is coming December 15th. It's going to replace the AEW Dynamite show. They did this last year. It's a pretty cool show. So we're going to give our predictions on the 4 matches that are taking place there, and then we'll go over what's coming up in the schedule, and go from there. So welcome, Ben.
Hey, appreciate being here.
Personally, for me, this wasn't a great week in wrestling.
No, I totally agree with you on that.
You can tell we're like halfway between pay-per-views for both promotions.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just kind of setting up storylines, and I mean, the wrestling was okay. Ring of Honor is shutting down tonight.
Crazy.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll be back. They think they'll be back in the next 4 months, but they've already let go of all their talent.
Yeah, and that's where I'm kind of in a weird spot with that. It's just like I understand going on hiatus and doing a bit of a restructure and stuff, but it's like if you get rid of all your talent, I can understand from like a soccer perspective, like leasing the talent out at least for that 4 months.
Sure,
but
no, they've cut all the contracts.
Yeah, it blows my mind.
They're free to sign anywhere, and most of them probably will. At least the top tier guys will. Although there's not much left to sign. AEW is about the only promotion that's actually hiring.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they'll pick a few of them up, and then, but yeah, Ring of Honor. Your Saturday morning wrestling viewing is going to be stopped for a while. That's at least when it airs here. It's on like some random time on like Saturday mornings on Fox.
Exactly.
Yeah. But all right. So we already established it's not a great week in wrestling. So let's just go ahead and start with our worst thing in wrestling this week.
Oh my Lord.
I think I have a pretty good one. Ben, go ahead and get us started.
I think it's in my opinion, it's the worst thing in wrestling just because it was something I wasn't fully aware of until like after the fact. And that was the realization that T-Bar in WWE is Dijakovic. And
yeah,
which still blows my mind because the fact that going into Raw and, Finn Balor being a consummate professional that he is, and then of course he's going against T-Bar, and I'm just like, who the hell is this guy? And then I do my research on it, and it's just like, oh no, they completely rebranded Dijakovic, and I don't understand why.
He was a monster in NXT.
Monster. Him and Keith Lee had, for rivalry within NXT, that was definitely one of the top 5.
That was when NXT was challenging the other shows for, like, at that time, NXT had the best wrestling on TV.
100%.
Like in-ring wrestling.
100%.
Yeah.
And
then they rebranded that.
And everything just kind of went to hell from there. And, the match itself was fine. I mean, just the shocking reality of that. But then to make matters worse, after Finn Balor lays the coup de grace on T-Bar and wins the match, there was the whole setup kind of going on in the middle of Raw of Austin Theory and his relationship with Vince McMahon.
Dude.
And of course, Vince trying to challenge him to, do something unexpected. And then of course, the unexpected thing is, to drop Balor after the match and then just run in for a selfie and then dip out. And it's just like, really? That's where we're going with this?
That Vince McMahon Austin Theory storyline is so fucking weird. It started with that stupid fucking egg.
Yes.
And then last week on Raw, it's just those two sitting in Vince McMahon's office, and Vince McMahon just basically saying you're a putz the entire time. And he hasn't wrestled in like I don't know how many weeks. I don't get where this is going.
No,
like unless it occasionally Vince McMahon will roll out a stooge that does his dirty work for him, unless it's building up to something like that.
Yep.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. I do want to address, hey, Andy, yes, go ahead and post all the spoilers you want about Final Battle. We're not watching it, so I'd like to know what's going on.
Same.
I also talked to Big Jack today, Andy, so I'm going to be reaching out to you soon. So thank you for posting. But, WWE, they just got some weird stuff going. Like when they bring, go ahead.
I was gonna say, to go back to the first show that we did of this, where it felt like I don't want to give the impression like all we're gonna do is just like bash WWE. Like they do make a lot of bad decisions, but at the same time, there are occasionally some good stuff that is still happening with them, which I know we're going to cover a little bit later in the show. I just want to get that out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they do put on a lot of airtime every week, so they do have to fill that, and some of it is just filler.
Yeah,
and it's uninspired, and it feels like that. So I almost think they should actually shorten Raw.
I agree. 2 hours seems to be like an adequate time frame to be able to do a show.
Absolutely. You get 4 or 5. Ooh, EC3 brought out Braun Strowman. Ooh, that's awesome. Why though? But anyway, I can't stand that whole Vince McMahon Austin Theory thing. Anyway,
no.
I'm going to go out and say my worst thing in wrestling this week isn't actually any in-ring thing. But it was actually the release of Jeff Hardy.
Good one.
From the WWE.
Yep.
And not the actual release itself, because WWE has released 180 wrestlers in the last year and a half.
Yep.
But the fact of how it came about. He was doing a live show in Texas last weekend. They have these in-house shows or arena shows that aren't televised. They actually do quite a few of those. But he was very lethargic. He was missing his marks. And then he actually just walked out of the match, out through the crowd, and didn't come back. So Jeff has had a history of alcohol and drug issues.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just hoping for his sake that it's not those issues relapsing and coming back up.
Yeah, especially at the degree of when he was with TNA, and I'm trying to remember what pay-per-view specifically it was, where he was just like really out of his gourd for that.
Yep.
It didn't seem like this time around it wasn't as bad.
Right.
But
he still was at a show.
Yep.
He didn't do anything illegal. He may have just been having a medical episode. There just hasn't been a lot released after the fact about his condition or anything. Matt Hardy on a podcast or something this week said he talked to him, said he was doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
That was the extent of it.
Yeah.
So I just hope for his sake that it's nothing too serious.
Yeah, and I think I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. A silver lining out of that is that does open the door for him to reunite with his brother.
Yep.
On AEW, because I know he had, I think it was over a year left on his contract at WWE.
Yes.
Something like that. So maybe that will come around sooner than we think. And it would be nice to see one last push for those guys before their bodies are completely broken.
I do find it kind of interesting that the first show we did, like you, Kyle, and I, like really actually covered this toward the end of the show.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it happens, and it's just like, what?
Yeah. yeah. So I don't know. I'm hoping the best for Jeff. Hoping it's not a relapse or anything like that. And if it is, that he does get the help that he needs. And yeah,
Absolutely.
hopefully signs with AEW here soon.
I mean, I think the other interesting part about that, as far as what, kind of then eventually led to the release, is that, WWE wanted to get him into rehab, et cetera, and he just
Yeah, he didn't
said
want.
no.
Yeah.
So I find that kind of interesting to think that, okay, maybe it isn't necessarily that. Maybe it's just something it's more, it's deeper than that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do know that the way those wrestling contracts are structured,
Yep.
that if he had gone to rehab, especially an inpatient rehab,
Yep.
he probably wouldn't be getting paid, and
Correct.
probably might have to pay for that out of his pocket.
Yep.
So I could see that's probably the reason why he was telling them no.
That's valid.
But now that he's got 90 days off, maybe he can go take care of that, and maybe maybe the cons will pick up the tab.
No, that'd be good.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my worst thing. Just Jeff Hardy walking out on an event and getting released. So
I think we should throw another worst thing in there that's a little bit more lighthearted.
Yes.
And that is Matt Riddle trying to do the journalistic thing and interview wrestlers after matches.
Yeah.
So much to the dismay of Randy Orton, which actually, since we didn't do a show last week, actually one thing I wanted to bring up about Randy Orton is, I mean, the big thing was he has the most matches in pay-per-view history, and as of the previous week, he actually has the most appearances on Raw.
I mean, dude, the dude's been around for
it's
like almost 20 years.
Yeah,
it's like ridiculously long. And he's been a mainstay on that roster for a really, really, really long time. So but yeah, that Arcade Bro, man, I got mixed thoughts on that. Like, sometimes it's really good, especially when Riddle is really getting under Orton's skin.
Yes.
And Orton is like he had Riddle threw a wig on him a couple of weeks ago, and just like, you take this thing off or I'm going to beat your ass. But it's just an odd pairing. I know what they're going for, the comedic relief and stuff.
Yeah.
What's up, Derek? How's it going, man? But I don't know. It's just weird. Yeah. And then to have him interview, because they're doing a tournament, a tag team tournament, to determine the number one contenders to take on RK Bro, probably at day one. I think. And after one of the matches, he's out there interviewing the winner or the loser, and just, I don't know. It's weird. It's just really, really weird.
Yeah.
What?
I'll never understand that full dynamic between those two. But like you said, I mean, there's the occasional time where it's like it does work, but that's like a 10%, and 90% of it, it's just like, what are you guys doing?
Right. Again, filler. There's just too much filler on that promotion.
Yep.
But so now that we've completely bashed some of that, why don't we move on to our best thing this week in wrestling? And again, guys, those watching, I'd love to hear your comments on your best thing in wrestling this week. But Ben, go ahead, get us started.
I got three best things, actually. You want to?
Perfect. Let's do it.
Okay. So two of them.
I really don't have one.
Oh, okay.
I'm reaching with mine. So
no, it's okay. Two of them are actually WWE. So I'll start off with those two. Okay. The first one is, I'm happy to see Liv Morgan get over on it as a singles push. Because I felt like her time with the Riot Squad, like, she was a great fit for it, but I also felt like she was, the weaker of the three. And so, for them to just completely like remake her look, and then, she puts on, actually, I had my doubts, but and I will state, Becky Lynch still kind of carried the match the majority of the way.
She did.
Liv still has some work to do, but overall, it's like, Liv actually looked like she could hang for most of the match.
I agree. She actually, there were moments in the match where I was like, maybe Liv is going to win this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, and they tend to do that too. Like between pay-per-views, they'll flop the belt like once. So, the bout or the match at the pay-per-view actually means something a little bit more.
Exactly.
So I can see her actually winning this maybe in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I don't really think they'll wrestle for the belt again before day one.
No. I don't believe so
But
either.
if they do, I could see her, taking it temporarily.
Yep.
But I think Becky is doing a great job too of selling that. I will do anything to hold on to this belt persona.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's kind of going down the heel route.
Good.
Yeah, I mean she's pretty badass. So making her, she's not quite there yet, but you can see it coming.
Yeah. No, I think she's one of the few people like Charlotte could.
Yes.
Not I was about to say Becky Lynch, but that's not who I'm thinking of. Oh my God. Hug Life.
Bailey.
Bailey, thank you. It was that
Yes.
B word that was on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
Bailey, another great example where it's like I actually like her better as a heel than I did as a face.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
She got that taste of success, and
Yep.
she went down the dark path, or the dark side, if you will, of I will do anything to hold on to this.
Yeah.
And Bailey as a heel is really good. Fortunately, she's injured at the moment, and
I
we
know.
won't see her for a while. But
Bummer.
yeah.
But my second thing, also from Raw, is the Miz TV segment with Edge. It was a little uncomfortable at times, but at the same time, it goes back to why Miz is one of the greatest mic men in the business.
He's insane.
And for the amount of people that don't like the Miz, I don't get it, just because it's like, yeah, he is a safer wrestler, so he's not going to have like super explosive moves, but his in-ring style, like, it works for me. Like it definitely enhances the talent that he's facing. Right. But you put a microphone in his hand and it's gold every single time. So it's good to see. It's good to see him doing something, because I felt like he was getting pushed back a little bit, obviously during COVID, and his battle with Drew McIntyre was pretty solid. So it's good to see him kind of back at the forefront. And I know he was kind of gone off and on because he was doing Dancing with the Stars, but now he's back, back at 100%, full attention on everybody, and he still gets the same reaction, positive and negative, that he's gotten his entire career.
Yep. That is a guy that has taken absolutely zero talent and made an incredible wrestling career out of it just because of his mouth. Yeah, basically. He's not like you said, he's not the greatest wrestler. He's not the most athletic guy out there. But I mean, he's won a heavyweight championship before. A couple of times. He's won, definitely had tag team. He works really well as a tag team, especially when he's paired with a really good wrestler.
Absolutely.
But yeah, his mic work, I like where they're going, the old versus the new with Edge. They just, so on Raw, they just confirmed they're having a match at day one.
Hell yeah.
And so we'll get a couple more weeks of this back and forth, this pity me Miz attitude, where you guys didn't welcome me, whatever, and I'm blaming all of you for my lack of success in the WWE. and Edge coming back and saying, I worked my tail off for everything I have, and it's working.
Absolutely,
it's really good stuff. Absolutely,
it's the best version of the Miz to put himself as the underdog and as the outcast. It's always the best version of the Miz.
Absolutely, and not wanting to wrestle because of this. So he's always the underdog. Woe is me. You guys don't respect me, but I'm not going to wrestle because I'm wearing $9,000 worth of stuff. Come on. That was a nice little spin at the end of that segment. Like, okay, like you don't know what you're talking about, but it's good stuff.
And then my third is,
I know what this one is.
It's not what you think.
Okay, well then I'll take that as my.
I was hoping this was going to be one of yours. I see in the comment, Andy says the best thing is Hook, and I agree with that. That was actually my top three,
I,
but then
I'll actually take that. I'll
okay.
take that right now.
Go ahead, and I'll drop my third one later.
No, yeah, we'll come back to you. But yeah, Taz is a little boy.
Yeah.
All grown up and made his AEW wrestling debut. Apparently, he's been on in a non-wrestling role here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he came out and kicked the shit out of El Fuego.
El Fuego.
Yeah, in like, I don't know, 2 minutes. So yeah, he's gonna be good. I was always a big fan of Taz.
Same.
In the ECW. He just, yeah, him and Tank have it. But yeah, Taz is good. Taz is good on the mic, and Hook is he's a boxer.
Yeah.
He's a grappler.
Yeah.
He's gonna be good. He's gonna be good. So yeah, I'll take that. Andy, thanks for bringing it up.
Andy.
Yeah, Andy might be on the show in the future. But anyway, yeah, Hook making his debut, and they pulled in Action Bronson for the theme song.
Yeah, like damn.
Yeah, Tony, Mr. Khan allowed that to happen. So good on them. But yeah, getting some bigger names to make some licensed music for AEW. But yeah, Taz is good. I can't wait to see what they do with him.
I think it'll. The one thing I'm kind of hoping is what, like,
Hook. Sorry, Hook.
Oh yeah. I'm hoping Hook has some kind of mic skills, but at the same time, I still feel like he's the strong silent type, which works because with his dad being so great on the mic, it's like he could take a John Heyman type advocate role and just do all the talking for him, because he'll get over splendidly that way.
Yep.
But the one thing that I found myself just kind of chuckling to myself about watching that match is the fact that when they keep saying like, oh yeah, Taz is Hook's dad, it's just like, I just look at the body type and it's like, I don't see it.
No, not at all. So
we difference,
because I didn't actually catch it until later. And so when you said, Hook, you chatted me and said Hook is debuting, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see what this guy looks like. I imagine he's just like a bigger version of Taz.
Yeah.
And then I look at him, I'm like, holy crap. His mom must have been a completely different body type. That's
100%. and on top of which, it's like the fact of how much taller he is than his dad. On top of which, too, it's just like, he got a lot of mom's genes in there. So
yeah. But no, he's good. He's good, and he could be the silent but deadly guy until he does develop his mic skills.
Absolutely.
A little bit more. Yep.
But I think it's funny to also give him so much credit for being a good grappler, actually, performing really well in the ring, because the person that we have to give full credit to actually is Cody Rhodes, because Cody's been the one that's been training Hook for like the last year or two.
Okay. So
I know.
Cody is a trainer too then.
Yeah. Huh? So as much as I don't want to give Cody, credit for anything, it's like, all right, you got me on that one.
Well, you got to kind of give him credit for AEW too.
I know.
Yeah. But,
speaking of which, the amount of flesh that man had burned after his, lighting the table, like coming out this last week or for this last Dynamite, and just seeing the scars that he has, and it's like, holy shit, dude. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
No, you can't tell. I mean, wrestling is scripted.
Yeah.
Those injuries and those moves are not.
No.
That takes incredible athletes and incredible pain tolerance.
Yep.
To be a professional wrestler. And that's just look at. I mean, the scars. Yeah.
Oh no, it's bad. It's just like, dude, how are you not bandaged up to begin with?
Right.
And the fact that you're coming out not wearing a shirt, just legitimately showing off your scars. I mean, I can see both sides of the coin on that. One, to prove to everybody like how real this is. But then the other side of it is, after he had his forehead scar after, the chair shot that he took from, I keep want to call him Ty Dillinger, but it's not. Sean Spears.
Okay, yeah.
When Sean Spears debuted with AEW, Cody had a bad, facial reconstruction, plastic surgery job with that. And then of course he's got his neck tattoo, which is holy shit. You go from this little tiny tattoo on your chest to a full-blown neck tattoo. So it doesn't surprise me that he's kind of guy that's just like going to come out with like second-degree burn scars.
Yeah. So, all right. And then you had a third best thing.
Yes, I did. Because of the fact that they were on Long Island, as much as everybody was behind MJF being the local boy, the other local boy from Long Island that came back was Trent Beretta.
Okay.
So seeing him pull in Sue, his mom, driving, the white van that we've seen a number of times in the past, and seeing him finally come back from his spinal fusion surgery and just coming out, throwing a spear down. So obviously he's 100% ready to go. Nice. The full unity of the best friends are back. We're going to get, the hugs, the wide panel shots they've been doing since their New Japan days, which I'm a huge sucker for. It's dumb, but I absolutely love that they do that. So good to see him back in the ring.
Yeah. It is. I love when wrestlers come back and show that they can actually wrestle again, especially fusing vertebrae in your spine. Yeah, I can't.
That's intense.
Yeah, that's intense. But yeah, I was going to reach a little bit again with my other best thing was CM Punk.
Oh yeah,
coming out and just ripping the entire arena. I mean, I love his mic work. He didn't even wrestle. He didn't even wrestle this week.
No,
he doesn't need to.
No.
But yeah, that was good stuff. You don't see it too often, but just to rip an entire arena, an entire island, and everything. So he went after the Islanders.
Yep.
I'm so Just is probably not a fan, but whatever. That was good stuff. It was good stuff.
I'm always sold on the cheap heat like that. Like if you can obliterate, especially when it's a passionate fan base like that, because it reminded me of Kevin Owens and then Elias Samuelson.
Yes.
When they were in Seattle and they just start ripping on the fact that the Sonics don't exist anymore.
Yep.
And it's just like simple stuff like that, and just the visceral reaction that comes with it is just the best thing ever.
God, I miss Elias. I really hated that guy when he first came on. I'm like, what is this guitar playing freak?
Oh yeah.
But then just ripping on everybody and just kicking everyone's ass.
Yeah,
it's good. I hopefully he'll be back soon. But
I hope so too, because I mean, and it's still weird Elias's career, because I remember him debuting in NXT, and I don't even think he went a full year before he got called up to main roster, just because everybody kind of saw the potential in him. It's like he had the wrestling skills, he's got the physique, he's got the mic skills. Oh, he can play a guitar too? Sure, let's get him on here.
But some of those songs were fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and as I say, he never fell short. At least I felt.
No,
there were some weird matchups he was in, but even when they brought Double J Jeff Jarrett back for Royal Rumble a couple of years ago,
right?
Then had a Jarrett and Elias feud. It's just like, okay, this works.
Guitar versus guitar. Yep. Jarrett. Oh God, I hate that guy. Anyway, so next week, AEW is having not a pay-per-view, but a special event.
Yeah.
Winter is coming. They did this last year. And that was when we saw Kenny Omega take over the title and hold on to it for almost an entire year.
Yep.
So
and we had the Sting debut last year as well.
Yeah, so. We did have the Sting debut. I've seen a few rumors on maybe who's coming, who's not.
I have a hunch.
I have a hunch too. We'll cover that if we go through our predictions.
Oh yeah.
But, so let's get into it. Winter is coming. We got 4 matches.
Yep.
This one's a weird. Well, let's start with the women's match.
Okay.
Hikaru Shida versus Serena Deeb.
Yep.
It's a no disqualification match. You don't see that too often in the women's ranks. Who you got?
I actually have Serena Deeb in this one. Okay. I would normally think Hikaru Shida would would get this just based on, the back and forth that the two have had. But I feel like if they're really going to push Serena Deeb, it's like now is the time that they really need to do it. Because she hasn't really been in the ring that much. She's been on Dark a few times. But as far as like on TV, we haven't seen her much. Sheeta, of course, being women's champion, so she already has that kind of clout to go with her. So if Deeb is able to get the win, especially in a no DQ match, then I feel like it's really going to move her up the ladder a little bit more.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know much of the backstory on why this match is taking place. I kind of just gloss over the women's matches, to be honest, unless they're like championship ones.
Okay.
But I forgot to mention, we're assigning points to this, so you'll get 1 point.
Okay.
For predicting a non-title match,
nice.
minus 1 point for if you lose. And then we'll do 3 points for title matches.
Okay, I like that.
Plus or minus. So because you're picking Deeb, I'm gonna go with Sheeta.
I like it.
We can't have the same points here. So next week's show we'll go who had the winners and everything. But yeah, I'll go with Sheeta. Like you said, Deeb has been on Dark, not a lot of airtime. So maybe they're going to push Sheeta for a title match or something here soon. So we'll go with Sheeta.
I'm still the one thing I'm actually still waiting for is her to team up back with CM Punk.
Okay.
To try and get a version of like the Straight Edge Society up and running again.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Why not?
So you got Deeb, I got Sheeta.
I like it.
Another non-title match at Winter is coming. And I'd love to hear your guys' predictions in the comments too.
Bring it on, guys.
And this one came out of the Battle Royal, the Diamond Battle Royal that they had on Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
This was kind of a secondary feud that came out of that. It's Wardlow with Sean Spears, versus Matt Sydal with Mike Sydal.
Yep.
Sydal.
Sydal, yeah.
Yes, Sydal. So they had a good little battle in the Battle Royal when it was down to like 4 or 5 left. So yeah, they made a match out of it for Winter is Coming. So
sure.
Who you got?
I'm gonna go underdog route. I'm gonna go with the Sydal brothers in this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a stupid choice, but okay.
I know. Well, it's like we gotta make the point system here kind of interesting, because I feel like the next 2 matches, the main title matches are going to be obviously where the point spread is going to really pick up.
Right.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Wardlow because of my prediction for one of these other matches coming up. So, so Wardlow, just a freak in the ring. I don't know. I don't see this Sydal hanging with him, especially with Sean Spears in his corner. There's something's going to happen there. It always does.
Obviously, if the Sydal brothers do win, Spears is definitely going to be the one taking the pin. There's no way in hell it's going to be Wardlow.
Well, it's not even a tag team match; it's a singles match. So there's going to be some,
Wait, okay. Then I guess I had misread. Okay, I thought.
So yeah, these are guys that are going to be in their corners.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because AEW does that a ton.
Okay, never mind.
Like every match has somebody in the corner, somebody at ringside, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's Wardlow versus Matt Sydal.
Okay, that makes better sense. No, for some reason, because I saw when I was reading it, I saw all the names, and it's like it just clicked to me. It's like, oh, tag team match. Yeah, sure. Okay. Well, now I feel like a jackass for taking Matt Sydal. Fuck.
I'll give you one mulligan.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
All right.
I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm gonna stick to my guns on this one.
All right. So I'll take Wardlow, because in this next match, it's a singles match for the AEW Dynamite Diamond Ring.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever the hell that means. I'm not even sure.
Oh, it's the ring that MGF always has on his pinky.
Right, because he's won this thing like 3 years in a row, right?
Yep.
All right. So it's MJF, because he was a finalist in the Battle Royale.
Yep.
Against Dante Martin. who was the other finalist in the Battle Royale. So that's how they determined who's competing in this one. We knew MJF was gonna make it there.
Of course.
3 years in a row.
Yeah.
But Dante Martin, he had a big week for other reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the Dynamite Diamond Ring.
I want you to pick this one first, just because I feel like I've gone first the last two, so I feel
yeah. No worries. So Dante Martin just broke up with Team Taz this week, and so for that reason, I think he's going to get a big push, and I think he's going to get over on MJF.
Yeah.
I have a feeling CM Punk is going to be involved at some point in this match. Whether it's taking out Sean Spears and Wardlow, who will be in MJF's corner, and distracting him somehow, and then maybe Dante and CM Punk, form a faction or something down the road. So the only reason I'm considering going the other way is because MJF is the winner of this thing 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
I could see AEW wanting to sort of establish a, not quite an Undertaker type streak, but I could see them wanting to continue that streak. But I will go with Dante Martin just for the other news from this week about him, and
I like that,
and the push that they may be preparing him for.
No, I actually 100% agree with you on this. But because of we're going we gotta go opposites to make the point.
You don't have to go opposites. Have to go opposites.
Okay, all right. No, actually, I'm gonna go with MJF on this one. Like, as much as I want to see Dante Martin win this, I just think the oddity of MJF winning the ring at Double or Nothing to begin with, the very first Double or Nothing,
right,
and holding onto this ring. It's just like it's a weird thing to have as like a traveling trophy, basically. Like, the title belt makes a lot of sense. The
King of the Crown is kind of the equivalent, or King of the Ring is kind of the equivalent in WWE. It doesn't really mean anything, but.
Yeah. But I mean, it used to. The King of the Ring was actually one of the better pay-per-views until they just kind of ruined it. But no, I think in regard to the character of MJF, the fact that he's had this ring and held on to it for as long as he has, I know we all think that, like, okay, Dante's going to be the guy. He's getting this big push, etc. And it's not to say he's not going to get a big push, regardless if he wins or loses.
Sure.
But I just think that the ring itself is going to stay in possession of MJF. So I will go with MJF for sure on this one.
I can see that, and that's why I picked MJF. I'm hoping they give Martin a push, and
I do too.
That CM Punk, because they will be having him and MJF will be having a match coming up at probably the next pay-per-view.
Oh yeah.
So I'm guessing he's going to be involved in this match at least at some point.
Yeah.
But all right, and then the headliner. FTR just confronted Briscoes.
Ooh.
All right. Man, they're all over. So is Ring of Honor and AEW like sharing talent right now?
I think just because of the circumstances, that's the only reason why they're doing it.
Yeah, because I saw Jay Lethal was over there, and so he could be big. Anyway, we have for the AEW World Championship. This will be the headlining match. We got Hangman Adam Page against Bryan Danielson. Whew. I don't care. You want paper, rock, scissors? Who goes first?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, ready?
Hold on. Let me get back in it. Let me get back into the Zoom screen mode because I've been. All right.
All right, ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. All right.
Yeah.
You go first.
I go first?
Yeah, you go first.
All right. I'm going Hangman. I think it's the easy choice. No offense to the talent. And obviously kicking the head in of every member of the Dark Order for Bryan Danielson. Yep. I just don't believe that anybody would do Hangman Page so dirty as to, oh, hey, your first title defense, yeah, you're dropping the belt. Sorry, man. But it's like if there was a wrestler that he was going to lose the belt to, it would be Bryan Danielson. So it brings up a really interesting conundrum about that. But deep down, and based on everything and the positivity and the backing that the AEW fan base has for Adam Hangman Page and Cowboy Shit, I think Cowboy Shit's taking this match.
That's hilarious. Fortunately, Ben, I actually have to agree with you.
Yeah.
And he just won the belt. Not even 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, exactly.
Bryan Danielson just signed, about 4 months ago?
Yeah.
Made his debut in, was it August? September?
It was when we were at, when we were at All Out.
When was that? Was that September? I don't even remember.
No, that was it was Labor Day weekend.
It's Labor Day. Labor Day.
Yeah.
I just think it's too soon for Bryan Danielson to win the belt. Especially now, if Kenny Omega still had it, I could see them switching hands. But just because Hangman just won it, the only thing I can think of that Danielson would win it is so they could set up a match for their next pay-per-view coming in January.
Yes.
Again, but I think they're still going to have that match. I think this feud is going to go on for a little while. So yeah, I unfortunately have to agree with you. I think Paige is going to pull this one out. I mean,
it really just comes down to I hope we're both right, because I would feel awful for Adam Page if it's like, no, it's not in the cards. You're going down tonight.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, so yeah, that's is our predictions for winners coming beyond next Wednesday. Ben takes Deeb, Seidel, MJF, and Page, and I take Sheeta, Wardlow, Martin, and Page. So yeah.
It's going to be really interesting to see how this point scale shakes.
There will not just looking at this, there will not be a tie. I can tell you that,
which is great.
Yep. So one of us will win. So yeah, that's winners coming. So let's do a little bit of housekeeping before we jump off here. We're nearing the 1 hour mark. So we're not going to have a show on Christmas Day or New Year's Day. Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm sure you guys don't want to hang out with us. And yeah, I'm sure my family would probably kill me, especially on Christmas Day. I'm here. Got to keep it on Hangman. Yeah, we both agree, Andy. They're not going to take it off of Hangman right now. But so we're not going to have a show the next 2 weeks, or not the next 2 weeks, but 2 weeks after that. So next week we're going to do something a little different. We're not going to go through our best and worst things. Yep. What we're going to do is we're going to do our wrestler of the year.
Ooh.
We're going to do our match of the year.
Ooh.
And because it'll be our last show before day one, we're going to give our predictions for day one.
Yeah.
So right now there's 4 matches confirmed for day one. Hopefully by next Saturday, we'll get a few more. We're going to actually live bet day one.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So I'll make sure you guys have all the betting odds beforehand, but we're going to do it a little differently than just the point system. But yeah, so that's that. So yeah, next week will be our end of the year show. Kind of weird after only 3 episodes, but whatever. And then yeah, so wrestler of the year, match of the year.
Oh yeah,
that'd be good. I'm interested to see what you decide on.
Are you big into New Japan? Because I'm only asking more for the sake of, we got Wrestle Kingdom starting up as soon as the new year kind of kicks in. So
I don't have an option to watch it.
Well, I'll help you figure that out.
Okay. If I had an option to watch it, yeah, I'd probably be into it a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not something I can see.
Yeah, and there's a lot I still need to get caught up on, because I'll admit I haven't been watching as much as I used to. So But I mean, I was gonna say the great thing about New Year is it basically, restarts everything storyline wise going into the calendar year for wrestling. Because obviously for WWE, we're gonna have the Royal Rumble toward the end of the month. My favorite pay-per-view that WWE puts on every year. So I'm looking forward to that. And I can already imagine we're gonna have a great fucking show and predictions just with that. But then I think whatever happens beyond Winter is Coming is really going to set up some interesting storylines for AEW going into 2022 as well. So
absolutely.
I think us having those last 2 shows off is fine. We're just going to go hard in the paint once 2022 starts up.
Yeah, and we'll actually have some new panelists. We extended an invitation today, and probably another one here in the next week or so. So
I like it.
That'll be fun. Get a bunch more people on here, and then as I teased on Instagram earlier today, I'm having a live pin drop right now.
Hey,
so Ben, you already got these, but
I did.
I'm going to drop the ATL version of the Hat Crawler logo, navy and red, for my Atlanta Braves. And then this one's a lot of fun. It's the first in my designer series. So Jim's Brims made this one for me, and it's pretty much fits the theme of the show, but is the Taker Crawler. Me as so Jim took his inspiration from the hat I made with Clink Room, and basically made me as the Undertaker. And if you were lucky enough to grab the hat I did with Toppers, Austria, Taker Crawler. The colors match up pretty good. But those will be on shop.hatcrawler.com. Again, whenever you buy 2 pins, use the code free ship, you get free shipping. So thank you for that, Ben. Thank you for joining me and taking a little bit of time away on your vacation.
Absolutely.
But I don't think, we're talking wrestling.
Exactly.
It's probably more fun than what you had planned for Saturday night anyway.
I was gonna say I'm gonna go downstairs and I'm gonna eat some soup. That's about all.
Oh wow, that's exciting. But thank you for joining me. Again, everybody, thank you for all the comments. This is a lot of fun. So we'll see you next week for our end of the year show. And thank you everybody for joining.
Take care, guys.